I want to talk about heel up, heel down. So there's a lot of people say, oh, you know, when you do that second punch or a hook punch is different. We'll keep that out now, but we'll just talk about this second punch. Do you allow this heel to come up, or do you keep it down? What do you think? Who thinks what? Heel up or heel down? Heel up.
Depends which martial art you do.
Depends what style you do it, Simon. Down, up, up.
And if you're sparring or doing it nice.
And if you're sparring, do it nice. Yeah, everything we do is nice, isn't it? Okay. How much you weigh? Yeah, right. Okay, so we're not too dissimilar in our weight. Okay. That makes a difference. So now, I would say heel up is an okay thing to do. Okay. Reverse punch, heel down. Now I would suggest heel down. Why?
Stability.
Stability,
And
transmission of power.
support,
back to the body.
delivery of. Lisa weighs 30 kilos. Sorry.
Come on, Lisa. Come on, take a seat.
Okay, so there's not a lot of weight to Lisa. There's not a lot of mass to her. Okay, so in order to add to that mass, that heel being planted and that back leg being planted increases the resistance of my punch, makes my punch more powerful. What do I lose? I lose reach. Okay, I'm not going to get that extra extension, okay, that I would have with a heel up. I can follow through considerably more. So I'm going to lose reach. But reality is, if we're in a defensive situation and not a competition, okay, it's a defensive situation, we want that resistance, we want that prop. We want to know that if we hit, we can hit with everything that we've got, knowing that that person is probably bigger than us. We're giving away a lot of mass. So we've got to gain that. Heel up, you're not going to get it. If I stand here and Craig pushes me backwards, that heel up, I'm working muscles to try and hold that, but there is this soft feel to that heel up. Can't help it. The mechanics of my body allows that spring, yes, that absorption. So that press forwards prevents me from really delivering. Now here, press forwards, it's solid. So by default, if I'm smaller than that person that I've got to compete with, no, it's not competition, because competition, you're the same. If I'm smaller than the person I've got to defend myself against, always think, if you want to deliver force and power this way, plant your heel. If you're fighting in a competition, you've got the same weight, there's not a lot of difference, you're not giving away a lot, you want that extra reach or that extra follow through, heel up would be the general thought. Andy first.
So do you think that if you put a power capacitor in there, you can generate more power heel down?
Correct.
Than you could?
Correct. We've tested it a few times.
Sure.
Yeah, we've tested it a few times. What you see, the difference is, as soon as you make contact, that's when physics comes in. Okay? As soon as you make contact. Let me ask you this. If I said to you, go and push a car, would you do it like this? Or would you lock your stance out and push with the straight back leg? What would you do? Straight back leg. Why? If this is more powerful, why wouldn't we get to push a car like this?
Surely pushing is different than punching fast.
Well, okay, so now we're talking about acceleration, and that's where the same weight category and the same size for competition comes into play. But certainly on the power pad, any reverse punches, any elbow strikes, because that's not moving, I haven't got to worry about gaining distance. The pad, the boards, the bricks, the tiles, whatever you're hitting, is not going to move. So at the point of impact, that force wants to be maximum, absolute, as much as you can get. And that is dictated to by how strong this position is when you make contact. Slight weakness, and there's a fraction of softness to the technique. Obviously you're using speed, so the competitors are relying on that speed to throw the technique, allowing the hip to come up, giving themselves room. But if you're after force, if you're breaking something, breaking boards, or you want to stop somebody hitting you hard, that is stronger. That's not going to be. Does that make sense? So be mindful of that when you do it. Let your heel come up. If you're throwing techniques against somebody that you're working with, drop that heel down if you want to create some structure.
I mean, in competition sparring, I guess the heel up's more for each because it's not full contact, is it? It's point sparring.
Well, even if it's full contact. If it's full contact in competition, it's weight for weight. So, you've not got a 10-ton truck going against a 30-ton truck. You've got two 30-ton trucks battling it out. So, you're trading the same kind of mass, the same kind of speed. You're more even. But in a self-defense environment, that can very much change. So you just got to be a little bit mindful of that. But it's worth trying on a punch bag as well, because it's, as Andy was saying, you can gain more speed, more acceleration by letting that hip come through. Okay, but you can do the same thing by generating that hip this way. You'll give away reach. You may give away a fraction of speed, but you will definitely be stronger. The pad, when you hit it, shows it.
I think it's that like stable base, isn't it?
Yes.
If you
Yes.
it's all relative, isn't it? It's like,
Of course. Our stance. Why?
Well, that. But if you're hitting someone solid and you just crumple,
Well, where does our
stance
power
is
come
that.
from? Where does our strength come from?
well, you've got to start from the very bottom, haven't you?
Legs. What before the legs though?
But
What's our
everything you build,
base?
The ground.
The ground. The ground. Yes. We're pushing against the ground here. Yes. So this driving leg, okay, as you drive this knee forwards, if you throw the heel up to get that snap in the hip, because it's a competition environment, that's great. Throw that hip, throw the hand. But if you're not, and you're driving forwards for a set of boards, lock that leg out. You're still throwing the hip forwards, okay? You're still getting this hip twist up here, but you're not giving movement away with this position here. But again, it only applies if the person you're hitting is bigger than you. And how do we gain that mass? What do we do with our body to gain that mass?
Drink lots of beer.
Well, yeah, all go to McDonald's a lot. How do we do it? How do we get? We can't gain more mass without drinking and eating. But how do we gain more potential weight?
Body drop.
Muscle.
Muscle, momentarily. Body drop, yes, body drop.
Like theory of
In
power.
short term.
Yes, body drop. So here's the other thing. If I'm stood on two scales and they weigh 55 kilos each, I'm in a 50-50 stance and I do that, other than break them, what's going to happen to the scales?
Apparent increase in weight.
There is going to be a definite increase in weight. So those two scales reading 55 kilos, if I go here and they go up and up and up and maybe reach 70 kilos, I'm now turning around and I'm striking with 140 kilos of mass, potential mass, weight. Yes? So now 140 kilos is hitting 105 kilos. Yes? But only effective if my base is powerful. 140 kilos, maybe 130, maybe 120, maybe 110, maybe not any at all. Can you see that? The more that comes in, the less structure you have, the less resistance in the ground you have, the less resistance you put in your strike. So that's why there is the heel up or heel down. They both are correct at the right time in the right environment. Got it? Okay, let's line back up again.